Her videos of cuddling lion cubs and bonding with gorillas have taken the internet by storm. Freya Aspinall has showcased her love of animals since birth and now hopes to continue her family's mission of protecting endangered animals and returning them back to the wild. Freya, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about your family's foundation and the meaning, the purpose. They call it rewilding. Explain what that aim is.
Yeah, so our foundation, we send animals back to the wild where they belong. And we've rewilded nearly 2,000 animals. We've rewilded 80 gorillas. We're the only people in the world that has ever sent a gorilla back to the wild. We're the first to rewild cheetah, soon to be elephants. We've rewilded nearly 400 primates. And rewilding basically just means, in this case, sending animals back to the wild. Emotionally,
what kind of toll does that take on you? And I'm wondering if there's any way to know on the animals, especially once you get so close to the animal, to the human, and then you send them off on their way?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, selfishly, of course, these animals are like members of my family. Of course, I want to be seeing them all the time, but I know they're much happier. I mean, and you can definitely see the difference. So sometimes, I hate ourselves that we've put them behind bars in captivity, and I know this is where they belong. So it is a little bit sad, but it's so much more rewarding visiting them in the wild where they should be.
And when you were a baby, your dad placed you in an enclosure, a gorilla enclosure on his land. And I'm curious if during that time, during those formative years, you knew you instantly had this bond, this love for animals.
Yeah, both me and my sisters, Tansy and Clary, were all, we were basically introduced to the gorillas from like a few weeks old. And so it's been incredibly normal to us to, have these relationships. And as I said, they're like members of our family.
A video of you a few weeks ago went viral, basically, when you were taking care of two lion cubs after their mother passed away. Give us a sense, if you have any update on how they're doing now.
Yeah, so Zemo and Zola, their mother died 3 days after giving birth, and they're about to be sent back to Africa. So I had to hand raise them. That's why you see videos of me with them, because they had no mother and they were going to die. So luckily now they're about 11 months old. We're now planning for them to be returned back to Africa. So their mother died at our sanctuary, but they're going to be living the rest of their lives in Africa.
What's your biggest concern about animals in the wild on this planet?
I don't have a concern about animals being in the wild. I have a concern about animals being in captivity because, as I said, we're the only people in the world that are sending these animals back to the wild. I mean, it's crazy. And, we've just launched the foundation in the USA, so hopefully this will help bring more awareness to bring more awareness about sending animals back to the wild. But it's more concerning that more people aren't doing this.
How can people contribute to the foundation?
Well, we've just partnered with Angel Link, which is a crowdfunding platform where people can donate, and it's under Angels for Animals. And, we have the Aspinall Foundation website where you can donate. And again, we've just launched the foundation. So, everything obviously can help make a difference. But I always say from a little slight change of the mindset can go a really long way. So just acknowledging that zoos aren't sending animals back to the wild and animals are so much happier there can go a long way.
What would you say to people who say, well, zoo, it's not that hard of a life. They don't have to even hunt for their food. It's given to them. They have, all the basic creature comforts of life. Why would you tell someone that the zoo is not the best place?
I love that question, and I do get asked that. Well, it's very simple. How would you like it? We all hated lockdown. We thought it was outrageous. And these animals are in permanent lockdown. They are in prison. We have imprisoned them. We've taken away all their freedom. And quite simply, put yourself in their shoes. Imagine being stuck in the room. Anyone that's watching this, the room you're in right now, imagine never leaving that room. It's inhumane. And I always say, as humans, we have a duty to be the voice for those that don't have a voice and to fight for those that can't fight. And these animals don't have a voice.
Freya Aspinall, we thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you joining us. To learn more about the Aspinall Foundation, you can visit their website at aspinallfoundation.org.